Well, just in possession in there was nothing easy.
Hi mate.
Hey mate, how we going?
Good, how are you?
Loving it, mate. I'll come chat to you for about half an hour.
Should I come to the store with a few people?
All good.
Come up
Keep on moving, girls. Continue waiting, come.
Let's go to the next one.
Possession once you got numbers. Yep, now Stu, you got 2 more. Possession. Maybe take yours off. Play, girl. Yes. Yeah, where you are, white man. Back to our own. Get caught with the ball, girls. I want you to move it quicker. Go. Beyond the defenders, not in line, on the shoulder or beyond. Touch the field, out the ball.
You can start rocking one of those, they call them Legionnaires caps. You know, remember the caps the kids would have at school and they had the flap on the back? They're one of those. I think you got the right with the collar up. Looks a bit, let's be honest, no one's looking at something. They just go, oh, so that's different, move on.
So when we walk on, just start saying
Here we go. Listen up. So we had a couple of one there. They won, I think, field looks anyway. Before you go on, girls,
So when we're writing down the top 3,
how do we do that? Be aware of shape. Not individuals or groups of players.
so
Set that up, move the ball around, patience, not going to be patience,
yeah, just so
Good afternoon and welcome to round 2 of the Northern New South Wales Regional Super League, and it is an absolute cracker of a match of the round, coming to you live from the Urunga Recreation Reserve as Urunga FC host Armidale City Westside in what promises to be a cracking coastal clash. Urunga, the great unknown today, a washed-out opener, has them champing at the bit to lay down a marker in this brand new competition. Their coach Trevor Martin says his side is quietly confident, and you can bet they've got something to prove. Armidale City Westside, meanwhile, made a statement in round 1, a 5-0 demolition of Oxley-Vale Tunga with 4 different goal scorers. They will be without double scorer Natasha Livermore-Williams, who looks set to miss this one with a foot injury. Coastal grit meets inland momentum. Both sides think they've got what it takes, and now it's time to find out. Chris McPherson bringing you all the action on Northern New South Wales Football's YouTube channel. Buckle in, grab your beverage and snacks of choice, and let's get set for getting underway here in Urunga for the Regional Super League match of the round, round 2. As our two teams take the field, Urunga in the maroon and yellow, Armidale City Westside in their blue and white trim. Let's have a look through the two lineups for the squads. We'll start with the visitors, Armidale City Westside. In goals will be number 1, Abby Parker. Number 3 is Bella Hawkins. 4, their captain, Kathleen Fleming. 6, Lane Elderling. 7, Carla Gordon. 8, Brooke Moran. 10, Tyler Hogan. 11, Madison Moran. 16, Kelly Moran. 18, Victoria Robbins. And 19, Emily Prince. Their substitutes, number 2, Emily Gray. Number 13, Anna Roberts. Number 14, Kylie Frost. Number 15, Jessica Christian. And number 22, Maggie Gray. While for the home side, the Urunga Raiders, they have Tiana Salmon in number 1 in goal. Number 2 is Cyrene Brandy. Number 3, Brianna Martin. Number 4, Bronte Wall. Number 5 is Lauren Rigby. Number 10, Kate Janzio Fry. Number 13, Ella Taylor. Number 14, Eloise Brown. Number 16, Gracie Winter. Number 20 is Evie Healy-Banks. And number 24 is Sophie Lamb. Their substitutes, Keisha Bennett, Savannah Harris and Bella Brodbeck, and they are coached by Trevor Martin. Both these sides have had some disruptions to their season thus far, as have many sides in northern New South Wales with all of the challenging weather conditions. But the one thing that is for sure is this pitch is in absolutely pristine condition, ready to go for this northern New South Wales Regional Super League Round 2 fixture. As the two captains meet with our match officials out in the middle and have the toss, Brianna Martin and Kathleen Fleming will be moments away from getting set. For Urunga, Kate Janzio Fry is absolutely in form. 3 hat-tricks already this season in the North Coast. Competition. Just a couple of minor technical difficulties and we'll get resolved and get moving. Referee just going through his checks. Mitch. And we are underway here. There might be a little bit of a delay in our scoring. Be back with you in one moment. We're just having an issue because we didn't realise it might be the last scoring, so we're just trying to get that up to speed. So we're going to try and hold it up, but they're underway. And here's the Raiders going forward on the first endeavour. And it trickles across the line, and it will be Armidale City with a goal kick. In this first half, it will be Urunga Raiders heading from left to right of your screen. A bit of a clumsy attempt there to play it out from Armidale City. Both sides a little nervy early here. They're just trying to figure things out. Play forward now, Gordon. Turns it over, manages to retrieve possession. Moran, that's Kelly Moran. I hear a lot of that surname today. 3 Morans in the Armidale City side. Ball threaded forward nicely for Carla Gordon. Now they play wide. Robbins. Looking to work it wide. Does well to get around the defender. Looking for options in the box. Pushes it in. A little undercooked the pass. Unsurprisingly, with the weather we've had, the turf has been left long, and now straight away on the counter-attack, led by their captain. Urunga go forward, and then it's broken up at the other end. One out now. Martin plays it wide. The flag does stay down. Brown crosses it in, headed towards goals, but just to the right. First real shot in anger comes from Urunga. Some good lead-up play. Shows the danger of their attack and what they can create. Longer clearance this time from the goal kick. Urunga in their local comp here on the North Coast. Undefeated so far in season 2025. 5 matches, 4 wins, 1 draw. That draw was against Coff City. 4 and against, 40 goals for and 3 against. A prolific attack as they push forward here again. When you go through their captain, Martin, a shot taken from what well dived and well parried by Abby Parker. Urunga showing their intention early here, just pushing forward at every opportunity. turning the screws and trying to ensure they're playing their own style of football, which clearly, from looking at their regular season results here in their local competition, is an attacking-based one, and they take a direct shot from the corner, but Parker's out to it quickly. Now she goes long, a good deep clearance over halfway. Prodded forwards. Wall. Feeds it now, looking out in front for Keely Banks. Physical contact there. Referee and assistant referee consultant. The throw is awarded to Urunga. Both sides still a little cagey, just taking their time to settle into their rhythms. Here's an opportunity nicely placed out wide for Keely Banks. She's dispossessed by the opposition's captain in Fleming. Genzio Fry, as said, 3 hat-tricks already this season. She'd love to get one here in Urunga's first endeavour at the Super League. Touched on it in the intro. Armidale City, a 5-0 win in the first round of the Super League, a washout for Urunga, which has been a very common occurrence for them this season. Ball threaded into the box. Opportunity taken. Not enough power, and it's a little off target from Keely Banks. Armidale City happy just to control the time, settle things back down here. Most of the game already in these early exchanges has been played down in their defensive end, and that's not ideal. Genzio Fry lays it off, looking for Martin, but picked away. Rigney now plays it wide. They're going to try and push back, are they? Urunga, they do. They go all the way back to Salmon. She's out of a box. This is ominous. Defenders are back. Salmon's on the ground. They've got to get a clearance here, and they do. And very adventurous there, Tiara Salmon. Trying again, going Urunga's way. Picked off by Robbins. Armidale City a little clunky in their passing, but working okay, exchanging a few there. Urunga pressuring in defence, and Captain and Martin. Now with Robbins again. She'll try and use the pace to the outside, threads the ball forward. Looking for Gordon, but a little overhit. Williams back there. Now it's played infield. Chipped forward, nicely done. Not quite controlled by Brandy. Does win out though. Genzio Fry now on a run. Good sliding effort. Eldering. But it falls now, and a shot pushed wide. This came off the inside of the boot and scuffed and spun away. Evie Keely Banks, an ever-present threat early here for Urunga. Armidale looking a little shell-shocked early. Touched on Urunga in their North Coast Premier League, sitting atop the ladder. Armidale City, meanwhile, in their competition, are currently third, just 3 games played, and 2 of those 3 have been wins, 11-0 and 12-0 against the teams that sit below them on the ladder. It is only a 5-team competition. Genzio Fry here now, turns, blind pass, manages to fall nicely. Keely Banks gets a deflection and it falls kindly for Rigney. She plays it wide and deep. Assessing the options. Keely Banks again. Good touch in close contact. Threads it wide. Wall gets to the outside, cuts into the box. Can she control it? Not quite. It's going to go away for another goal kick, but they continue to press. They're pushing hard in attack, Urunga, early in this exchange in round 2 of the Regional Super League. Chatting with some of the people from the club here at Urunga earlier on, and they were talking about the upgrades done to this facility during last season, and you can see that's paid dividends today. A lot of the surface around the playing area quite wet, quite soggy, and if the central playing field was like that, we probably wouldn't have even got on today, but this field is dry, it's immaculate. It's been left a little bit longer with the grass, but it's a perfect surface for playing football on a beautiful sunny day here on the north coast of New South Wales. And throws it forward. Lee Brown and Lamb connect for a 1-2. Brandy just can't quite control that. She's disappointed with herself. They go the quick throw. Robbins. Armidale have the same challenge. Just not able to control through Hawkins. Brown with a little bit of attempted magic. And she's just been sniped there. A little bit of a nudge and found it maybe a little bit of a dip in the ground as well at the same time. And a free kick just outside the edge of the 18-yard box. So in Brandy will step up to take it. Genzio Fry looks a danger on build at the back post. Keely Banks has got plenty of space. We know how dangerous she can be in presenting options. Brandy goes short. Martin, Brandy, slice it off the outside of the right, but well off target. Not quite the execution they're looking for, Urunga, but another good opportunity. They're continuing to have them. Can Armidale conjure here? A long trip from the Northern Inland region. I'd love to have something to show for it come full time. Martin brings it down, pushes it forward looking for Genzio Fry. Again picked off. Hawkins, no chance of being able to reel that in. It was well wide of her, misdirected. Go in, deflected across the line, Robbins. Brandy will now take it. Well, controlled by Brown initially, but then turned over. I thought they've got a little more hustle at the moment, Urunga. Pushed across, misdirected again. Both teams just struggling a little with the weight of their passes. Opportunity here, Robbins feeds it back infield. Drops back into the centre of midfield. Hogan. Gordon. Plays wide to Robbins, does well to keep it infield. Back to Gordon. Swings it wide, looking for Kelly Moran. Now it's pushed forward optimistically, no runners forward, and it's turned over. Urunga now take it the other direction. Gracie Winter, Keely Banks. Well placed there for Genzio Fry. She's got runners pushing forward. Can she find a target? Armidale doing well to clog the lanes. Brandy happy to settle it back and just take their time. Look for the opportunity to present. They feed the ball through. Brown plays it out for Brandy. She pushes it in optimistically into a pack of Armidale players and they turn it back over. Both sides just looking a little rushed now in their midfield exchanges. Gordon. Out for Robbins. Settles it back in. Good touch to keep it inside with Hogan. And Robbins turns it over. Urunga defending in numbers. Rigney plays it back. Brandy deflects it. I'm going to say handball from the referee. Good call. So this will be the first opportunity for Armidale. First real danger sign for them. Eldering drives it long towards the box. Well hit. Moran tries to wind up. Brandy under pressure here. Turns it over. Robbins. And then deflected across the line by the captain in Brown and Martin.
Organised girls, 5-on-3. Don't need that.
And throwing deep in attacking territory. They go quickly looking for the box, looking for Kelly Moran. Overthrown and will roll away unthreateningly. And we'll have a goal kick to Urunga.
Wants it.
Urunga happy to play it out from the back. Playing it forward now, Martin. Feeds it out in front of Keely Banks. She's got space in front of her. She cuts into the 18-yard box. Can she get a strike away? Cuts back through the defenders. Gets a strike and finds the back of the net. What a strike from the edge of the 18-yard box. Evie Keely Banks opens the scoring for Urunga. She's had a couple of half chances before this, but as soon as she got that first full-blooded shot away, the keeper was no match for the rocket into the top corner. And Urunga on their home deck take the lead here in round 2 of the Regional Super League, 1-0.
Think about how that works, girls, out and around.
Well, it might have been an interesting choice to play it out from the back, but it worked with aplomb. Well structured, and the pace of Keely Banks too much. She got to the outside, sliced in between defenders, and that finish was wonderful. Brown drops it into Rigney. Rigney weaving her way backwards through traffic. Well, Taylor sends it wide again. Once they think, why not try it again? They feed it in, looking for the captain in Martin, just a little overhit, and the opposition captain in Kathleen Fleming breaks it up. Brenna Martin working tirelessly both ways here, and here she is on the ball now, feeding it out wide. Brown, she's got some space inside the 18-yard box. Well, she looked across to the back post. She thought about it, tried to find the player in the middle in Genzio Fry, and it's picked off. They are under all sorts of pressure here, the visitors. Armidale City Westside. They trail 1-0, and all things are pointing towards Urunga going again. Here they come. Brianna Martin feeds it looking for Keely Banks again. She just pokes it back past the keeper. In a matter of moments, she's got a double. She is absolutely electric here, Evie Keely Banks. 2-0 Urunga lead, and both of them the way of the number 20 in Keely Banks. That one, the exact antithesis of the other. One was a rocket into the top corner. That one just a nice, gentle placement. Well, she's certainly finding a way to put her name up in lights. Some beautiful team goals. There's been some contribution to set her up in each of them. But the class of the finishes have been wonderful. Bella Hawkins plays this back. Tyler Hogan. They swing it wide. Got their backs against the wall here on the road, Armidale. They won 5-0 in the first round. I want to make sure they don't end up on the end of a similar scoreline here in the second. Gracie Winter gets a nice turn just inside the byline. Tries to pop it into the box for Martin. A little bit of mishandling from Armidale. They can't clear it away just yet. That's better. If in doubt, kick it out, and that's exactly what they do. And push it over the sideline just over halfway. That was Brooke Moran with the good clearance option. Unsurprisingly, after 2 quick goals, Urunga full of confidence here. They've got a spring in their step on their home deck. Keely Banks 5 goals in the season proper for the local competition so far. Now 2 in the Super League, and you have to feel she's far from done this afternoon. She'd love to turn that brace into a hat-trick. She's perfectly placed to do it. She's got wonderful touch, wonderful pace. All the elements of a dangerous striker. Genzio Fry now turns and puts it into the bottom right corner. He is raining goals here at Urunga in the sunshine. Urunga 3, Armidale City Westside 0 early in this first half. And things are looking very ominous for the visitors. As I said, Genzio Fry, another one who's got plenty of goals to her name this season. She's in double digits in the local competition, and also 3 hat-tricks, round 2, round 3, round 4, back-to-back. So watch out for her. They've got all sorts of threat, this Urunga side, and they are putting on a clinic early here at home. Armidale already a bit of discontent amongst the team. Missed touch there by Robbins. Brandy was trying to see it over the line, and Robbins was happy to poke it a little further down the line into the defensive half for Urunga to take their throw. Long throw. Martin can't quite get to it on first attempt. Gets there on the second. Threads it through the legs of an opponent. Prince hasn't had much involvement yet. Does well to feed it forward. Kelly Moran pops it in. This is looking better, I was about to say, but Gordon dispossessed. Now they work it forward. Quick passing the order of the day for Urunga. Oh, Taylor feeds it wide. Bringing in the midfield, calling for it, and that's where they go. Heavy touch, but Armidale's caught ball watching a little. They do well to get away with it in the end. Gordon's looked the most dangerous of their players, but again, Rigney quickly onto her to create the pressure. Brianna Martin just slides in well there. Genzio Fry just takes off on a run, hoping the ball's threaded, but Armidale able to pick it off. Eldering Now Hawkins is fouled, says the referee, and Armidale will have a free kick just over halfway.
Around, girls. Up at the ball.
Urunga are playing this at a much higher tempo. It'll be interesting to see, can they maintain that for the full 90 minutes. Here we go. Kelly Moran gets the top of the 18-yard box, but the defence converges, takes it away from it. Pass not quite hit as well as they would have liked Genzio Fry. Keely Banks making a run. The runner's on the other side now, and that's where she goes. Rigney can't quite control it back the way of Genzio Fry's run. Brandy breaks up the pass there and gets the last touch before it goes over the sideline. Quick throw taken. Prince out in front of Moran. She plays it out. Robbins gets it back to Moran, but the flag has gone up. Robbins was offside. Looking a little bit better from Armidale City there, though. They've got some work to do to come back. They're 3-0 down early here.
Side to side a bit, Raiders. Change the point.
Nice clearing ball finds Brianna Martin. She's been a key in a couple of the goals already. Wonder if she might turn scorer from provider. Turnover here, a little dangerous. A little bump there on Brooke Moran. She went to ground quite easily, but the referee says it was a foul. And she'll have a dangerous dead ball opportunity here. About 10 metres in from the eastern sideline, the northern corner here of Urunga Recreation Reserve. Referee sets the wall. Kelly Moran presents a danger, as is Carla Gordon in the box. Who is the target that Brooke Moran will look for? She decides to go for goal herself, just over the crossbar. That was a wonderful strike from range, not far away at all. It almost managed to get Armidale City onto the score sheet for the first time in this clash. But for now, Urunga see away the danger. Martin. Brown, back to Martin. Brown's making a run down the line. That's where she goes. She's going to turn on the afterburners and get to the outside. Eloise Brown. Dispossessed by a nice, strong, two-footed challenge. Moran. Again, the pass just a little undercooked. The grass is long here. The waiting has been a challenge for both sides. Martin tries to go for the 1-2 with Genzio Fry, but Kathleen Fleming gets involved and stops the progress of the Urunga attack. Rigney. Good strong pressure there. Kelly Moran. Now they're trying to turn the screws. Bella Hawkins. Pushing hard. They go all the way back now to Salmon. She drives it wide. A well-placed ball. Nicely touched inside, looking for Martin again. She's been working overtime, but she couldn't get to that one. Hogan doing all the work herself here. Lays it back to Moran. Moran with a nice touch. Tries to thread a needle. The gap closed. The opponents do it though. Now Genzio Fry. She's got Keely Banks advancing down, and that's where she goes. She's looking for a hat trick. She heads towards the 18-yard box. Can she get the strike? Cuts back inside. The keeper in Parker is up to it. A little fumble, but does well. Just not quite enough power on that shot. But Keely Banks and that pace and that touch. Absolute handful for the Westside defence. Parker with a big clearance there again. A strong boot on her when bringing it out from goal. Kelly Banks drops it inside. Genzio Fry. Rigney calls for it. That's where she tries to aim, but it's picked off by Robbins. Good defensive hustle there. Hustling well defensively in midfield, and then working well to be relaxed and composed in their centre-back combination. Martin, nice touch, puts it out in front of Brandy. Little deflection actually makes it sit nicer for Brown. Brandy's there to clean up, is she? No, the ball's going to go across the sideline, and we'll have a throw-in. Urunga looking to add to their already strong lead here. They lead 3-0 midway through this first half. Wall. Brandy. Sandwiched by defenders, and the ball comes away, but the pass again a little offline, and Falls nicely for Wall. Well, Taylor now feeds it forward. Now, here we go again. Keely Banks into the box, gives it off. The captain in Martin, can she get a strike away? Off the post, and it doesn't quite come across the line. It came off the keeper's back and just spun awkwardly on the line, and it almost went in, but all it ends up with is a corner in the end. Urunga so close to a fourth. Putting on an attacking clinic so far, especially that combination, Brianna Martin, Kate Genzio-Fry and Evie Keely-Banks. They're fluid, they're fast, and they are strong with their strikes, and it's keeping Armidale on their toes. The corner not quite where they wanted. It's going to fall for Kelly Moran, is it? No, Martin gets forward to it. Keely-Banks is out wide, takes a touch away, lays it back. Martin's open at the top of the box if she can get an early ball. They get it there a little later than she might have liked. Wall trying to take it, but she's dispossessed Hawkins. Wall comes again. Now it's chipped forward by Hogan. Good composure there by Taylor. Now they go wide with Winter. Close contact control from Urunga, a big difference as Keely-Banks is dispossessed, and then she comes hustling in. Referee's going to have a chat. Brooke Moran. Not happy with the foul. He's going to call the trainer or the physio on. Looks like Coach Trevor Martin might be physio and coach today. Have a look. Hopefully it's not too serious. Keely-Banks has been their standout so far. She's got sandwiched then and fouled, so a little bit of a double whammy for her. Already a brace to her name today. Wonderful to see after all the weather that this region of New South Wales has been absolutely inundated with in recent months, going all the way back to Cyclone Alfred a couple of months ago. Almost 3 months ago now, that we are in this position that we're able to get back on the fields and get some football happening. It's a wonderful compliment to the staff that have worked on this and the clubs for their efforts to be able to get us out here today. Was thoughts at one point earlier in the week that we may need to potentially relocate the game, but the great news is we are here in the heartland of the Urunga Raiders playing football, and the yellow card does come out in the end for Brooke Moran. And Evie Keely-Banks will head off to the other side for the time being. Dangerous opportunity here. Genzio-Fry and Martin will be over the ball. So it's just going to be the captain in the end. Genzio-Fry peels away. Martin's going to go straight for goal. 20 yards out, chips it. Well over the crossbar in the end. Right idea, execution not quite on the money. She looked to add her name to the score sheet. As I said earlier, Urunga certainly no stranger to goals this season. 40 goals in total. The leading scorer in Thorne is out. She's got 11 goals. Genzio-Fry 10. Martin 7 in the season so far. And coming into today, Keely-Banks had 5 in the Premier League here. Brown crosses it, looking for the box. Moran's going to pick it off. Plays it wide for Hogan. Hogan's got space in front of her, but she decides to drive it forward, looking for Hawkins to turn the pace on. Even young Bella Hawkins wasn't quick enough to get out to that. Now, Urunga tried to turn it the other way. Genzio-Fry is going to push up on Eldering. Eldering does well to turn back across the advancing pressure. Plays it out for Prince. Prince drives it long again. Just asking for Hawkins to turn on the pace. Can't quite do it, but she's going to put the pressure on Sophie Lamb here. Lamb happy to lay it back for Salmon. And continue to work here. Brandy. Back again for Lamb. A little bit of a risky back pass, but it worked out okay. Martin's going to hold it up. Genzio Fry pushes it wide to the left. Winter, lots of space. Keely Banks is there. Good to see her back on the field and back in her stride. Lays it back now for Wall. Playing that anchor of midfield. Ball goes forward. Genzio Fry. Optimistic attempted pass and it's deflected. Falls for Kelly Moran. Laid off now. Bella Hawkins plays it out in front, tries to use it herself. Lamb's going to go back and thinks about putting it off to the keeper, but goes wide instead. And Gracie Winter will take it on down the eastern touchline. Kelly Banks trying to time her run. Winter manages to hang on to it. Wall now. Genzio Fry, a heavy touch. Kelly Moran gets a boot in. It spills out now. Hawkins out in front of Brooke Moran. Armidale just not quite able to get their numbers pushing forward the way they need. Gordon trying to get to the outside and get the pass away, but Urunga defence is up to it. They push it back centrally and Kelly Moran is there as the anchor and takes it away. Ball threaded again, just you feel like they're passing and shooting in hope here. Salmon out to that one, nice and quickly takes it on the chest. Into the Wall. A little too heavy. Keely Banks gets a touch but can't manage to keep it in field. Looks like a bit of an issue for Brooke Moran potentially. And her opponent's trying to just check on her. I'm sure she just might have been winded in the contact. It's going to be a challenge for a lot of these players. They haven't played a lot of football across the season so far with the weather and everything else that's gone on. So trying to get through 90 minutes, especially at a slightly earlier kickoff time and certainly warmer than what we've experienced in recent weeks. The sun is beating down, which makes it perfect for spectators to get out and enjoy and take in some wonderful football that this regional Super League, this new competition in 2025 does offer. It's just going to add some challenges for the teams as they try to push through 90 minutes of action, and it's been fairly high tempo, 3 goals already. If you're only just tuning in, a double to Evie Keely Banks back-to-back, only a matter of moments apart. It's been within 60 to 90 seconds of each other. Got Urunga off to a flying lead very quickly after. It was Kate Genzio Fry placing one past the keeper into the bottom right corner. As it stands, it is 3-0 Urunga lead. Armidale City Westside, all the work to do. Looks like we're going to have a change here. Another disruption. So Maggie Gray will come into the fray. Moran comes off head in hands. Not the finish of the day she was looking for. Maggie Gray's on. Probably not the role she was quite expecting to play, but she's going to have to play out the best part of an hour off the bench. She's going to have work to do. Armidale look to at least try and get one back before the break and maybe seize the momentum. Can the fresh legs inject here? And play all the way back now. Salmon's there. She's calm and composed. Pass picked off and driven forward by Emily Prince. Lamb, not quite the clearance she was looking for, skews it for a corner. Sarah Salmon straight out to it to reassure and say that happy to defend the error. The team will work hard here, Urunga. Armidale City, meanwhile, could this be the chance they've been looking for? Can they pull something back here and reduce this deficit to 2? Carla Gordon lurking deep with a hand raised, asking for it. Doesn't quite get off the turf they would have liked. Attempted almost a bicycle there from the Armidale City side, and all of a sudden Martin's racing away. Plays it out for Brown. Brown putting on the afterburner. There's going to be a foot race. Brown and Fleming. Brown does well with a little touch. Plays it down Janzio Fry. She puts it back. Out wide, Keely Banks. You'd have to think that was close to offside. Yes, it is. Flag is up. The referee has now spotted the assistant referee with his flag up, and a wonderful job just to let the play develop and see if there was any advantage to be played for Armidale City. There wasn't. The flag goes up. But as you can see, as soon as that opportunity arose, Urunga quickly on the break, and it's where they're so dangerous, so much pace there. The composure and touch of those players, Janzio Fry and Martin playing through the middle, and the pace of Brown and Keely Banks out wide. It's going to be a handful for the defence here. Fleming takes it long, prodded back. Moran lays it back to the defence. Now they play it forward. Gray gets a first touch. Opportunity here. They poke it into the box, but the running lane for Wall is shut down rapidly, and Parker's out to it. Parker nonchalantly clears it towards halfway. Some power in those clearing kicks. Lofted ball. A little bit of miscommunication, and Prince gets a boot in and pushes it out. It's going to scuff away across the sideline for a throw for Urunga. Brandy presents for it. Robbins does well. Moran. Gordon. Tries to get it away, can't get the pass where she wants. Janzio Fry. Right back now. Plays it into the legs of Robbins. Does Lamb, and the throw in will go the way of Urunga. Brandy. Lamb pokes it forward. Robbins is there. Puts it through the legs of Brandy. And Lamb does well just to parry it across the sideline. Robbins with the throw. Back, Prince. Drives it forward. Falls nicely for Brandy. Wall's got some open space if she can play a pass. Happy to lay it out. Slices it to the left for Winter. Winter, Keely Banks trying to time her run. Flag goes up again. She just got the jump start there. A little bit of enthusiasm after the 2 early goals. I'm not tracking back fast, so she's just got to be cautious there to time that run. Fleming, the captain, goes all the way towards halfway. Martin now for Keely Banks. Tries to just get to the outside, but crunching tackle there. Both players clattered in at rated knots. Ball threaded forward here. Armidale, what can they create? Winter drives it back to Salmon. She'll switch the focus of the play and play it out through Lamb. Making Armidale work side to side in defence. Brandy, open target. Plays in. Nice control. Martin plays it out in front of Brown, who's found space. Gets to the edge of the 18-yard box. Will she look to the back post? And he manages to confuse herself with it. Martin chips it, looking for going over the keeper. She does, but she's over the crossbar as well. Right idea, just not quite on the money this time. Brittany Fleming again with the goal kick. Drives it towards halfway. Parried. Moran gets a boot on it. Rigney sends it through for Martin. Tries to return to Rigney, but it wasn't quite there. Ball pushed across there by Hawkins. Looking for Robbins. She couldn't quite get there, though. Sides have gone back to the cagey opening that we saw at the start. Neither really able to control and string together the possession they need to add to already 3 goals in the fixture. Wall. Rigney now. Runners advancing. Janzio Fry is in the clear. She got Brown with her. That's where she goes. Can Brown finish? Yes, she can. Selfless from Janzio Fry. Eloise Brown gets a tap-in finish. The 4th goal for Urunga. And what can you say, Kate? Janzio Fry, team first. Could have easily tried to chase a second for herself, but saw she had Eloise Brown with her and just placed it off. And poor Abby Parker was left stranded in goals. Urunga got one hand on the 3 points here. They are putting on a show, leading 4-0 as we head deep into this first half of the round 2 of the Regional Super League Women's competition for Northern New South Wales football. Now Armidale. Moran, a heavy touch. Janzio Fry gets in there. Martin takes it away. They lay it back. Wall. Kelly Banks lays it out. Windsor now. Time and space. Kelly Banks back inside if she wants to cut back. She does. She goes deeper again to Wall. Wall thinks about advancing forward and trying to take a shot. Janzio Fry, a little misstep. Goes to ground. She's dispossessed and Gordon does well to come away with it. Threads it forward. A heavy touch. Gray was advancing. That's, of course, Maggie Gray. Emily Gray out there as well. Two Grays and 3 Morans in the squad. A challenge for the commentator. Now Lamb advances. Lots of space. Working out what she wants to do. Plays it inside. Rigney with a touch. Gets it past Prince. Needs to thread it for someone. Brown sweeping around, but it was a little too straight for her, and Fleming will pick it off and send it back the way of Hogan. Hogan now with options on the counter. Pulls it back, allows the defence to reset. Gordon. There's Emily Gray on it now. Now they play wide for Maggie Gray, but Winter picks it out. Winter's there. Keely Banks trying to time her run this time. That's where she is at the top of the 18-yard box. Cuts back against Gordon for Martin. Martin versus Fleming, captain versus captain. Rigney couldn't quite feed it through to the target, but does get the ball back. Happy to go all the way back and reset with Ella Taylor. All the way back indeed is where they go. Salmon coming out for a little bit of a run. Martin looks for Brandy wide, but a good sliding cover. Need to recover quickly. Tries to thread a miracle, and Fleming more than up to picking that off. As Lamb does the same on the other side. Threads the ball through and cleared away. Brought to ground now, Taylor. Kelly Brown had Winter outside, decides to go back inside Martin. Martin in congestion. Kelly Banks pops the ball in, just hoping it falls to a maroon and yellow jersey. Ends up falling for Martin. Brandy's out wide. Can she cross it back in? That's what she's looking for, an option. Janzio Fry's there. She can find the target. It's been missed. A little parry from the keeper was enough to get it out of Janzio Fry's path, and now to be cleared away across the sideline. Urunga looking for a 5th before half-time here. Really making a statement in their first appearance in the Regional Super League. Martin strong coming through as Eldering tries to clear that. It comes off Martin last and will have a goal kick. And the goal kick falls to the responsibility of Fleming. He's been encroached upon half-time here. Lamb uses the right hip to bring it down. Nice control, Bella Hawkins. Pass doesn't quite hit the target though. Now Martin, she's been busy. Pushes it forward, looking for Keely Banks. The keeper in Parker out to it. A slightly nervy take, but a take nonetheless. Does well to snatch it from the boots of Keely Banks, who's chasing her third. Now Martin, Brandy. Brown making a run. That's where she's going to poke it in behind. Use the pace of Eloise Brown. Scuffs it across the face of goal. Another goal kick. They're happy to take their chances, and they're creating plenty of them, Urunga. Of course, make sure you stay around. Still another half and a bit of this game to go, and then after that we will have the Men's Super League. Urunga versus Woolgoolga, local rivals. And played in the preliminary final of the Premier League here last year. Plenty on the line for both sides. The ball spits back inside. Martin drops it back to Taylor. Lamb calling for it, and that's where it is distributed. Good ball movement again. Pushed out wide for Brandy. The race between Brandy and the line. She wins out. No defenders really chasing her at that point. Plays it into Eldering to get a corner. Referee checking his watch. If my eyes don't deceive me, I think he signalled 4 minutes to play. Brandy with the corner. Lofts it in. Nicely hit by Martin inside that right post with the defenders there, and read it like a book. Captain in Kathleen Fleming steadfast there at the post. Serene Brandy goes the short corner this time. Wall plays it in. Rigney, I thought she was going to wind up and take a strike there, but she's dispossessed, and Gordon tries to clear it. Urunga calls for calm to cool their jets. They want to keep controlling, keep playing their game style, and keep adding to the score sheet. That one won't do it as the ball just rolls away across the byline for a goal kick deep into this first half. Fleming with the goal kick. This one a little shorter. Does fall to the advantage of Gordon. Gray plays it into legs and will go across the sideline for a throw in for the team in blue, Armidale City Westside. Urunga all the way back to Salmon. Out to Lamb. Rigney forward. Against our Fry for Brown, and here they come again, but again the flag goes up. A little bit of exasperation from Brown. Doesn't think that she was offside. The assistant referee's been right in line all day. Fleming drives this one long over halfway. Taylor will track back to get it. Gordon following her, but not close enough to apply real pressure. Now they come to Wall. She'll play it wide to Winter. Out in front of Keely Banks. Keely Banks tries to find Janzio Fry, but it's broken up. Prince gets the touch to take it out of the box. Gray does well, the substitute. Now they work forward again, Urunga. Can they nab another and make it 5 before half-time? They get it out in front of Janzio Fry. Fleming tracking back and can't quite get there, and Janzio Fry, the last touch, will have a goal kick. It's been a solid battle. Fleming's been one of the shining lights in a tough first half for Armidale City. Turned up a number of times defensively, their captain. She scuffs this one, but it sits nicely for Kelly Morant. And the referee says that will do us for the first half. Well, so much for being a little rusty without games. Urunga look like a side who've been playing every week. They've been composed on the ball and confident in the press. They've really taken it to an Armidale outfit who got off to a flying start in this regional Super League. And at the break, it is 4-0 to the home side, a double to Evie Keeley-Banks, a goal to Kate Genzio-Fry, and another to Eloise Brown. Sees the scoreboard. So they have some work to do here. You have to find a way to control possession, because this mobile and clinical Urunga side are really looking to turn the screws and make a statement in their opening appearance here in the Regional Super League. Referee getting set, just making sure we're all good to go. And we are all set for action. Second half of round 2. Can Armidale City come back from the deficit? Kelly Banks pushing forward, threads it nicely. Genzio Fry, can she get an early one away? Yes, she does. And they start the second half as they played the first, and all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, after half time, it's 5-0 a second to Kate Genzio Fry. She'll be sniffing about for her 4th hat-trick of the season. And Armidale City, what faint hopes they may have had, you feel they've been dashed with that impeccable strike from Genzio Fry. Almost an identical spot to the last goal finished. So hard to stop there, across the face into the bottom right-hand corner. Now Martin breaks it up, pushed forward. Kelly Banks. Pushed in, Martin, a little 1-2. Kelly Banks, can she get a strike away? No. Fleming retreating, slides and pushes it across. She's had a lot of work to do, the captain, Kathleen Fleming, today. And Kelly Banks to take the corner. Genzio Fry. The dangerous presence in the box. Martin crumbing about out at the back edge of the box. The top of the 18 yards, if you will. Kelly Banks lofts this well. Gets it up, headed. Just pulled away off the line by Fleming the second time today. She stopped a goal attempt on the line. It'll be a throw in deep in attacking territory. It was a wonderfully taken corner and almost a double strike for Urunga to start this second half. Now they push it across Martin. Gordon breaks it up. It's cleared towards halfway. Tracking back there. It's Bella Broadbeck. Parker out to get this one. So Broadbeck a change at half time. Come on for Gracie Winter, it looks. I'd be surprised if Trevor Martin looks to make some other changes as this side continues to build a lead. This one falls kindly for Genzio Fry for her own back. Parker gets a deflection to it. Martin thinks about a quick strike, but she has to cut around Gray. Pops it back for Wall. And it's not quite clinical, but it works nonetheless. Gordon pushes it across the sideline. Genzio Fry nearly had that one caught in the back of a jersey. She perplexed even herself. The throw from Kelly Banks headed on by Martin. Genzio Fry pushes through. Can she get another finish? Not quite. Not quite cleared either. Flattering one way and then the other, but it goes away across the byline and it's going to be a corner. Kelly Banks got some great loft and direction on her first corner strike here, and you just feel Urunga are toying with Armidale City Westside at the moment. Genzio Fry running into the box. Kelly Banks puts it in there. Martin heads it down, deflected into the arms of Parker. You have to feel for Abby Parker. She's been the busiest on the pitch so far today. The defence has been picked apart by this Urunga team. Anna Roberts a change on as well. Both sides making changes at half time. So just come on for Bella Hawkins and Roberts. Play up front.
Bella, why did you come? More space there.
Randy pushing forward. She's got Brown inside. That's where she goes. Brown pulls it up, tries to push it through the legs of the defender, and Lane Eldering just pushes it across the sideline. Happy and content just to clear it for the time being. They've been under the pump. This Armidale City Westside defence. Far from done yet. Martin works it through. Brandy now. Keely Banks. Wall. Pokes it forward, looking for Keely Banks as well. Cleared down by Moran. Taylor. Rodbeck. Wall does well, fighting and hustling. Genzio Fry dropping it back for Rigney. Plays it through the legs of Martin and then an aggressive clearance away. Brandy collides with Robbins. More promising here for Roberts. Gordon working with her. Deflected away, good work by Lamb, and she'll track back to try and retrieve this and pass across to a centre-back partner in Taylor.
Get the other side.
Missed the pass from Wall. Moran picks it off. Wall gets a boot in and just clips up. Moran goes to ground and the referee says there's a foul there. First real opportunity in the attacking half for this second half for Armidale City. They loft it into the 18-yard box, headed away. Taylor does well. Martin pushes forward and it's hacked into the box by Hogan, but sits nicely for Salmon. Salmon with the throw, does well, just driving it out for Broadbeck. Keely Banks trying to stay onside. Genzio Fry was concerned, so pulls up and pulls it back to Lamb. Lamb out to Brandy. Cuts back infield. Wall. A bit of rotate it back to Taylor. Apologies. I've been calling rooming Taylor early in this one. We'll mix up on the jersey numbers. Now they go forward. Nice ball. Brown out in front, tapped into the box, and Fleming just clears it away. Brown was chasing a second. Spills across the sideline. Rodbeck with the throw, looking to go quick for Keely Banks. Nice little touch, he's bumped to ground. The referee happy with that play on. Martin picks it off. Hogan dispossesses her. Gray drives it forward. Roberts, Moran. Gray's there again. Plays it forward, but finds Broadbeck in the opposite jersey instead. Keely Banks is going to put the pressure on here, but the ball's going to beat both her and Emily Gray tracking back. And that's going to be Emily Prince to take the goal kick. Run set wide and right for them, and that's where she goes. Doesn't get quite as much weight on it as she might have liked. This one goes well over the sideline. Broadbeck will have a throw about 30 metres from goal. He's infield looking for the captain, Martin. Keely Banks tries to thread it through the pack. Lamb tracking back, happy to push it all the way back to Salmon. Has to come out, the pass a little under hit. Risky moments there. Lamb now drives it across. And continue to work here. Brandy working down. Plays it out for Brown. Flag stays down. She crosses it into the box. Genzio Fry can't get it, but Keely Banks at the back post. Snaffles the chance and seals a hat-trick, does the young star. The icing on the cake here to make it 6 for Urunga. And it's a happy hat-trick at home for Evie Keely Banks in the Regional Super League. (6-0) Urunga lead early in this second half. And you feel there's more to come. Already 2 goals inside 10 minutes of this second half. And They are just absolutely blowing out the cobwebs of a disjointed early part to this season in their local competition and the Regional Super League, missing round 1 due to washout. They have made a statement in round 2. 6-0. Is there more to come? Brianna Martin certainly thinks so, and here she is on the ball, playing it out in front of Brown, a little too heavy. Eldering sends it back down. It'll roll away and cross the sideline for a throw-in. Big throw taken back to centre field for Rooming. Rooming drives it forward. A little optimistically, no real runners in that central area there for her. The freight train rattles away as the backdrop for the backdrop here. It's a unique scenario wedged between the coastline and the train line. Urunga Recreation Reserve, beautiful part of the mid-north coast. Blessed with some wonderful locations that clubs across northern New South Wales get to play football and be able to bring you the live stream and coverage from a spot like this. Urunga Recreation Reserve is an absolute pleasure as Brodbeck feeds it forward, looking for Janzio Fry. It's a little too heavy, and Parker out to snap it up. We couldn't have asked for a better day to bring you the action here. And of course, there's another game coming, the men's Regional Super League Round 2 game. That will be between Urunga and Woolgoolga. Two local rivals here in the North Coast Premier League. Genzio Fry in a lot of traffic, lays it off for Wall. Little touch on for Rigney. Plays it out for Genzio Fry again. The flag goes up for offside though. It must have been tight, but she was just a step offside, says the assistant referee. And assistant referees have been busy and had a lot of work today. I'm trying to utilise that offside trap to negate the pace of the likes of Genzio Fry, Keely Banks and Brown. And whilst it has been successful on some occasions, the scoreboard clearly demonstrates not as effective as they might have liked. Fleming drives this one, looking for Kelly Moran. Foul goes against Wall. Nice bit of sportsmanship there between the two. Just an exchange with a little high five afterwards. So no hard feelings. Fleming slices this one again, finds Kelly Moran. Kelly Banks goes in with a half-hearted challenge, misses the ball. Moran pokes it down the line, and it does just roll away. Just goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in deep in their territory for the Raiders. Wants it back in. Gray pushing hard there. She's certainly added a bit since she's come on, has Maggie Gray. Moran does well in traffic, beats a couple. Tries to poke this into the box. Comes off the back of a defender. Gordon. Driven forward. It's going to be a foot race now. Emily Gray and Keely Banks. Gray gets there first. Keely Banks tries to get the body in. Genzio Fry will come next. Ball threaded between her legs. Gordon under pressure. Drops it back. Deflected over the sideline off the boot of Gray. A bit of confusion and no communication, but Roberts comes away with it. Drops it back now. Moran pokes it forward. Robbins racing up. Pushes it a little wide. The touch is heavy. She'd love to have that again, and Salmon just tracks it back and watches it go over the byline. Clean sheet maintained for the time being, but that's as good a chance as they've had. Armidale City Westside, one-on-one with the keeper. We'd love to have that over again. Ball tries to be threaded through the midfield by Brandy. Kelly Moran using her strength to hold up possession over the ball. Gordon. Rigney. Martin working forward with her. Back to Rigney. Just changing the point of the attack. Rigney now has Brown wide on the right, and that's where she goes. Plays it back into Martin inside the box. Now to Brown. Oh, rattles the woodwork. What a strike on a tight angle. Parker beaten all ends up as it rattled the post. Would have been a magnificent goal from such a tight angle. He felt for all money Eloise Brown was going to have to lay across into the box, but she just drove one in right at that post, hoping to penetrate that small space between keeper and pole. But found the woodwork instead. Now Martin comes away. She's got Brown there. That's where she goes again. This time she crosses it into the box, looking for Janzio Fry. Heads it over the crossbar. She's only a slight distance away from a hat-trick there, Kate Janzio Fry. Only has 3 in the Premier League this season. And could have added to that one in the Super League. And she'll have to wait. Still plenty of time for that to come. But for the meantime, the score remains at 6-0. Captain in Fleming drives it forward. Martin breaks it up. Adams plays it off. Wall does well. Lives up to her name. Martin now. Keely Banks. Fleming again. He's there when the team needs her. Martin plays it wide. Brandy, she's got Brown with her. That's where she does. Lays it off. Will Brown cross it in again? Pulls it up. Back to Brandy. Chips it into the box. Janzio Fry. The referee's going to call up. Is that a handball? So dangerous, Urunga. They continuing to turn the screws. Meanwhile, Armidale City looking to make another change. Kylie Frost ready to come on. Trying to add some spark. And he had a consolation goal or two to add a bit more gloss to this scoreline for the visitors. Wall down with stretching those legs out, maybe a little bit of cramp coming in with a bit warmer conditions. Wants it into the box. Martin can't quite get the touch on it she wanted, and it'll go away for a goal kick. Happy to chance their hand, Urunga, and who can blame them? Leading 6-0. Change here. Emily Gray makes way. Kylie Frost comes on. Get back underway, Fleming. Hogan pops it back. Frost looking to get her first touch. Can't get there. Janzio Fry comes away. Wall. 3 defenders converge on her. She pops out the back, but Moran comes out with the ball. Deflected away. Here's Frost on her first touch, and a little nervy. Just pokes it across the sideline. Didn't quite find the target, which was aiming for Maggie Gray. Rod back. Rigney. Martin. Just toying with this defence. Not always quite getting the result they might be after, but they're certainly holding the upper hand consistently. Rooming and Lamb. Lamb just gets in on that one. Rigney now out in front of Brandy. They just seem to be creating the extra player overlaps consistently here. Finding space, Urunga. Brandy composed, just happy to use her power to hang on to possession here. She manages to come away, and she's dragged to ground in the end, and a clear foul right in front of the referee, and as he's done all day, hits a nail on the head with that decision. Brandy, can she loft it into the box? A number of dangerous options in there. Scuffs it away, not where she wanted. Moran, Kelly Moran that is, comes away with it. Now pushed forward. Spits out for Robbins. And Wall tracking back. Lamb drives it into Gordon, who comes again. Fortunate bounce to the home side. Now Broderick pushing forward. Keely Banks out wide. Janzio Fry in the box. Keely Banks can't quite reel it in. It will be a goal kick again. They'll have to push it forward. Urunga. With their pace and exuberance, why wouldn't you? They manage to track back almost every time. They've done well in response each opportunity. They play an up-tempo brand of football, and it's worked outstandingly for them. Moran comes through two, but Rigney takes it away. Now Gordon tries to play it forward for Gray. Poked back, looking for Keely Banks, and Frost no touch, so we'll get the throw. Martin feeds it in. And again, now she takes a strike. Parker, a little fumble. It's on her knees and is assisted by a captain in Fleming. He just clears it away across the sideline. Another spark in a step. Each time they create the half chance, you just see them get a little excited and start to build from there. But Armidale City have done well here, clearing it away a little. Hogan feeds it wide, looking for Gray, but Moran and Gray are bisected by that. Broderick gets a little touch and plays it into the box, but can't get it any further. Now Gordon. Dangerous, but just doesn't have options to distribute to when she does make those good forward probing runs. Remember the throw. Goes long. Headed infield by Roomy. Lamb will come across, draw the defender, lay it out for Brandy. Does well to cut back across and beat one. Wall pushes forward. Roderick. Frost gets in on it. Genzio Fry plays it forward. Keely Banks back against the grain. Gordon's back there tracking, does well. Gets the ball and Fleming's just going to clear it away. Wall taps it down. Adams comes away, but there's still numbers to beat and she can't get there. Rooming all the way back to Lamb. Pushed wide. Brandy tries to take on a couple of defenders. It spits out for Fleming, for Prince. She backheels it, not quite where they wanted. Martin takes a strike from range over the crossbar. That would have been a good strike from the outside of the 18. Just over 20 minutes gone, midpoint of this second half. Urunga putting on a show here. 6-0 they lead. A hat-trick to Keely Banks already. Genzio Fry a double, Eloise Brown a goal. You feel they could have had a couple more if they could finish a little better. Speaking of, Parker out to snap this one up from Genzio Fry's feet. And she pushes forward looking for her third. Adams and Moran combined, maybe not clinically, but it worked out nonetheless. They push it forward now, Rooming.
Yep, nice, Anna.
Go forward again, Brandy. Pushes it out, looking for Brown. Now we're going to have a change. Jessica Christian will come on. Kelly Moran will come off.
Lines will not make a change for me.
Also going to have a change for Urunga. Trevor.
Wall off. Savannah Harris.
Wall coming off for Urunga. Savannah Harris coming on in jersey 6. Wall just cramping up through her calves. We saw her stretching out just before. She has been working overtime. Across that defensive midfield area. It's poked out in front of Brown. She'll try and cross it into the box. Falls between a couple. Keely Banks heads it forward. Genzio Fry on the second chance, and it does trickle into the back of the net. And we're going to have a goal. It wasn't pretty, but it'll be a hat trick for Kate Genzio-Fry. On the second time of asking, she poked it home off the defender into that same bottom right corner that the first two went. On a heat map, they'd all look the same, all in the bottom right-hand corner, and Urunga lead 7-0. Genzio-Fry has her fourth hat trick of 2025. When you think about how much football there is to come, that's an ominous sign for teams that are going to face Urunga in weeks to come. Two players with hat tricks today, as Urunga have bagged 7. Ball chip forward looking for Gray. Harris gets a nice little touch for her first touch to bring it down. Harris again, pokes it out in front of Keely Banks. Christian does well and drives it over the sideline. Keely Banks now tries to feed it into the box looking for Genzio-Fry. Christian again. The substitute just pokes a boot in. Hogan plays it forward. Falls for Lamb now. Lamb for Brown. Brown for Brandy. A little heavy the touch in the end. Lamb breaks it up and intercepts that pass intended for Adams. Now Brown. A little step over. No defenders on her, so seemed an intriguing choice. Martin. Rigney making a run. Decides not to strike at it, and clearance is scuffed away by Frost. Ball's now for Hogan. And it just gets a little deflection on that one. It'll be a throw in. Just shy of halfway for Armidale City Westside. It's a matter now of what the margin is. It's a little too late to come back from here, but can they add a bit of gloss to the scoreline from their point of view? Goal difference could be a key piece when it comes to progressing out of the group stages of the first year of the Regional Super League, depending on results. So after a 5-0 win, despite the fact they are trailing 7-0 here, another goal could really get them back towards parity on the goal difference point of view. Still, we'll have to play Lake Cat-Eye in the round games. Well, Armidale City Westside, and they won't know what presents there. Lake Cat-Eye washed out round 1 against Urunga, and then washed out again today against Oxy-Valatunga. Where they're still playing havoc. Gordon pokes it forward into the box, and Adams thought about chasing hard for it, but just realised it was going to be beyond her reach and realm. Interesting choice to take the throw there from Salmon. Half-hearted shot from range from Robbins, but Salmon will take it easily again. Again, she goes the throw. Confident to back her arm versus the clearing kick. Liam pokes it forward. Comes to Martin. He turns it inside looking for Broderick. The referee's going to pull it up for a foul in the end.
Keep organising shapes, girl. Think about it.
Still plenty of time here for more goals either way. As I said, the result definitely determined, the margin not. So Frost against Genzio-Fry, and does well just to clear it across the sideline in the end. Rimming to take the throw. Into the box. Spat straight back out again. Now Broderick back in defence. Spits out from a challenge. Sits nicely now for Brown. Plays into the box for Martin. Happy to use the time and space. Broderick. Martin. Rooming again. Rigney, been solid. Plays into the body of a defender. He's dispossessed and they come away. Eldering plays it deep down, but plays it straight into the boots of Lamb. Prince tries to drive it wide. She does that on the second attempt, and Lamb's going to track back and take it away from Robbins. Thinks about passing to her defensive partner, but decides better of it. Lays it out in front of Broderick and Brandy now. They're just playing around with the ball and toying with Armidale City, making them work. Rooming to Lamb. It's back to Rooming again. Rooming thought about going to Harris and turns away and now comes back again. Harris plays it out there looking for Keely Banks. Just a little touch too heavy over the line under pressure. Cross to the throw. Laid off legs and Eldering misdirects it and will go over the sideline. You just feel both teams feeling the fatigue from the heat. Harris with a long throw looking for Keely Banks. Manages to cut back inside, beats Frost. Up against Christian. Christian gets a clearance as far as Martin, who pokes it into the box, but doesn't really create any danger. Now Gray. Does well, beats Harris. Martin's there again. The captain has been outstanding today for Urunga. Adams, a solo hand here at the front. Roberts plays it forward. Gordon tracking back, can't get it. Martin on the ball again. Now Brown. Feeds it through, looking for Janzio Fry again. Martin's there up against her opposing captain in Fleming, who spins away and comes out with it. Looking for options, no one presenting. All of her teammates clustered in a 15-metre corridor. Now Hogan. Gray charging forward, Harris pushing back. It's going to be neck and neck. Harris happy to play it wide and let it go across the sideline. Armidale City now will need to push forward. Hogan to take the throw. Long into the box, is she? No, pops it short. Eldering there. Does well to control and pop it over. Salmon takes it easily there. Looking into the sun and all. And sends her team straight away on the counter attack through Brown. Martin and Brown will combine here. There's Brown again. Janzio Fry ready to make a run. Brown cuts back in, switches the point of the attack across to the left. Comes wide to Harris. Plays it out. Frost clatters into the back of Keely Banks, and now Harris into the 18-yard box. What can she create? Keely Banks is there, calls for it at the back of the box. Plays into the legs of an opponent. Gordon's there and gets rid of it. Both teams, looks like the fuel tanks are running on empty. Gray can't control that, and it spits out across the line for a throw just into the attacking half. And seeing a couple of Armidale players starting to feel the effects of the heat and the cramp as well. Tyler Hogan is trying to stretch out those calves. As well to bring this one to ground. Roberts. Now they drive it forward. Rooming back there. On the way to Salmon. He's going to bring it out of the box and go for a little bit of a run, is she? No, decides better. Pops it off for Lamb. Threaded forward, Keely Banks. She's got pace, she's got touch, she's got guile. She goes to Martin. Martin putting it out in front of Janzio Fry. But Parker's there again, comes out of a line, times it well. And not for the first time today, just rips it off the boots of Janzio Fry. Now Gordon gets it to the outside. Rooming. Plays it into the boot of Roberts. Lamb pokes it back in. Gordon here now. They're slowly pushing forward Armidale. Roberts. Good sliding effort from Lamb. She put her whole body into that one. Throwing it. There will be Acacia Bennett coming on. Evelyn Keeley-Banks after a hat trick. Comes off deservedly so. She's been impressive. Bennett will get her chance now across the closing stages. Martin works forward. He's been ever present, as has Brown. Brown and Jancio Fry. Jancio Fry behind the ball. And what a finish, her fourth goal. Kate Jancio Fry, this time, not the bottom right. It heads to the top left. And just pops it in past an advancing Parker. And all of a sudden, the lead is extended further. 8-0 Urunga lead. What a show they've put on in the first time of asking. Here at home at the Urunga Recreation Reserve in round 2 of the Regional Super League. We're continuing to build crowd, are loving this show from the home side. Bennett going with a challenge there, Gordon. She's pushed hard all day and continues to put in. Times has played a lone hand when she's advanced forward, hasn't had options to present to, but hasn't prevented her from continuing on. Gray now does well, gets it inside Harris. Now Bennett back to Harris. Harris does well to get to the outside, and there's Gordon again. Sliding in this time. You see she's grimacing a little, feeling the load. Just cramping up, feeling the fatigue. Neither team in a hurry here. Actually, Bennett just getting the shin pads put in that and slipped the mind as she headed out there in her rush to make her debut in the Regional Super League. This one now for Brown. Oh, off the woodwork. It's the second time today she's found the woodwork. That time I think she was much more confident of scoring. But it's deflected away and they'll have a corner. And Brown wanted to add a second to her tally and join this multi-scorers party that Kate Jancio Fry with her 4 and Evie Keeley-Banks with her 3. We've got off and running here at Urunga. Into the box, headed away, pushed in. Broderick with a half-hearted shot, but Parker up to the task, comes out and picks it up on the second bounce. Been a spectacular afternoon for football so far, and stay tuned, we do have another match coming to you in the Regional Super League, the men's competition. It will be Urunga up against Woolgoolga, a local rivalry steeped in history. There's Martin in the box. Oh, she slips as she tried to line up the shot. A wry smile. She knows there's a chance to go on begging. Armidale happy to clear it towards halfway. Been a stunning showing from the Raiders in their first endeavour into the Regional Super League. They're certainly going to have opponents on notice as this competition builds, and such a wonderful opportunity to see clubs from across different regions within northern New South Wales coming together in this Regional Super League. And again, we know the weather's played havoc for some of the teams. We talked about Lake Cat before with the fact they haven't been able to get on in round 1 or round 2. Hopefully we will see those sides getting to take their place in their fixtures where possible, and this will build on into the phenomenal competition that it promises to be as it grows and goes. Frost with an attempted clearance. Rigney parks over it. Frost just gets another boot in to push it across the line. Dying stages of this one. Urunga have absolutely got their hands on the points. A little bit of friendly fire there. Pulled away by Rooming. Harris clears it in there. Roberts comes away, but Rooming again gets to it. Martin has been absolutely everywhere today, the captain. Brown plays it out. Jancio Fry's in the box again, but Parker is out to this one. Snaps up the attempted ball across the face. Jancio Fry, for a moment, might have had a fifth. Parker goes to the air this time. Gray tries to bring it down. Bennett does well to come across to it. On the way back to Lamb. Lamb's going to chip pass it back to Salmon. Now to Rooming. Pushes it across, and they're happy to keep working the ball and working the defence. Push forward. Gray optimistic that she might get to it. She got a boot to it, but Rooming too good. Now Lamb for Martin. And again, they turn the numbers forward. Brown too quick on the turn. Takes a strike herself. Well done. Abby Parker gets her hands up to that one and stops a driven shot coming in. Goes forward to Carla Gordon. Bennett turns it over. Roberts. And Broderick pushing for it. Frost and Bennett. Bennett tumbles to the ground. Rooming. Threads it through everyone. Christian drives it wide and comes across the sideline right on halfway. A little deflection. So it will be an Armidale City throw. And they add just that little bit of shine to this long road trip with a goal to close this one out. Ordering with the throw for Gray. Lamb back there though, just pokes it wide, prodding it, just trying to clear it. Rooming into the box. Gray does well, but the touch a little heavy, and Lamb's just going to use a body position to play it out now for Rooming. Into the midfield for Rigney. Rigney's got Martin inside, and unsurprisingly, she goes through the linchpin that is her captain. Doing well. Brown. Frost kept her onside. And the referee's going to pull it up. The assistant referee's flag stayed down. Brown seeming perplexed by that. She was pointing at Frost. Thought she'd been kept onside by the fullback on the other side. The referee said no. Jumped the gun. End of the day at 8-0, it's not going to make an overarching impact to the scoreline either way, but our referee's been exceptional today, so you've got to certainly err with him. Long driven ball. Rooming all the way back to Salmon. Playing it round at her boots. Forward to Brandy. Now Brodbeck pushes it forward. A good ball out in front of Brown. She's definitely onside this time. Can Fleming get back there? She can. Just a step too quick to get to it for Brown, but well placed. Brandy again. Martin now. Rigney's advancing through the midfield, and that's where she goes. Gordon trying to track a couple of defenders, manages to get the ball. They go all the way back to Lamb. Plays it forward, and Robbins has soldiered forward. Now Martin. Numbers surging forward. Genzio Fry looking for a fifth. Deflected off the hand of Parker, and she has to fall backwards to grab it. Just need a little more power from Genzio Fry. And she would have been celebrating an absolute bag with 5. Kathleen Fleming looking the worst for wear out there at the moment. Some brought to ground by Gordon, and the referee's going to say that she used her lower arm to control it. Get down to the last couple of minutes of regulation time, and then about the discretion of our referee Martin, threading it forward looking for Brown, but Brown was caught on her heels and Parker out again. She's been a busy worker today, has Abby Parker. You might be forgiven for thinking that she's had a less than ideal day at the office with 8 conceded, but she's also been there and been involved in a number of saves, and without her effort, this could quite easily have blown out well into the double digits. Rooming plays it forward now. Brodbeck pushes it forward. Brown for Brandy, advancing into the box. Will she get a shot away? She does, but Parker's there. A little fumble, but she dives on it again. He's had a heap of work today, Abby Parker. It just speaks to the absolute clinical nature and what work and skill of this attack from Urunga. Just how much work they've created for her. Shot from range for Martin, and again, there she is again, Abby Parker. Is getting absolutely peppered by the Raiders. Now they poke it forward here. What's the options? Rodbeck's going to go herself, is she? A little boot in there. Bennett, sorry, Harris there. And the referee will say that is full time, and what a statement Urunga have made to start their time in the Super League. They might have missed round one, but they've stormed into the Regional Super League with a big time performance. A statement made on their home turf, and a reminder that this North Coast side will mean business in this regional competition. It was a great showcase today of what this new competition is all about. Two proud regions going toe-to-toe with plenty of talent on display. And it was certainly Urunga laying down a marker as Armidale looked to continue their charge but couldn't meet the might of the Raiders. An 8-0 victory, 4 goals to Kate Genzio-Fry, a hat-trick to Evie Keeley-Banks, and a lone goal to Eloise Brown. Represent the clinic that Urunga has put on here. They will be a team to watch as this regional Super League develops. They will close us out here for the women's fixture. Don't forget to stay tuned to the Northern New South Wales Football YouTube channel a little bit later today for a 3 p.m. kickoff in the men's regional Super League Round 2 action, which will be Urunga FC taking on Woolgoolga United.